Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Lorelei Shamayo. This is our MeWe Metaphysics and Wellness Fairs for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest and online, and we interview our practitioners and vendors so you get a chance to know who we are before you meet us at an event. I'm here today with Saidi Bess. Saidi, it's lovely to be with you.
Thank you. You too.
So what is it that you do? What do you offer at our events?
This event, I'm going to be offering some discussions on healing intergenerational trauma, clearing it from the energy body, especially as it pertains to the detrimental effects on our sexuality. I feel our sexuality is our life force. It's a very powerful energy that has been deeply shunned, shamed, perverted, distorted, and just really violated from different systems that we've grown up in and have lived in. And this has been going on for thousands of years, especially as it pertains to violence against women. And given that women are giving birth to all of us, regardless of what gender we've showed up in, we are all deeply affected by these traumatic, horrible energies. So we're all carrying them and acting them out in really bizarre ways. That's a big piece of it. There's a lot of unconscious grief that we're holding in our energy bodies and our physical bodies that we don't even know where it came from because it's not ours. So we inherit a lot of this grief and this trauma, and we just come in just kind of a mess. And then we get our own trauma as we go through life because it just keeps perpetuating these cycles. And we have our own experiences and we're not at all equipped to deal with them. So we end up getting into drugs, alcohol, shopping, food, unhealthy relationships. It just keeps going and keeps going. And until we clear and really start recognizing it and addressing it, it's just going to keep going and keep going. So that's my jam.
Yeah, wow. Do you mind sharing a little bit of how did you get started doing this? How did this evolve for you as a practice?
My conception came out of a sexual abuse situation, and my mother put me up for adoption. And then my life just was one giant horrible grief experience. And, of course, I didn't know that at the time that I was grieving. My adopted family didn't know that I was grieving, and that's what was going on. So not supported, and, turning to, like I said, drugs, alcohol, unhealthy relationships, abusive relationships, real toxic things, trying to escape from the pain and just not knowing what was going on. A lot of, mental health stuff, eating disorders. I mean, you name it. It was just a mess. And eventually that kind of takes you onto your spiritual path, or it can. Not everybody, makes their way out of that kind of stuff. I did, and started on my spiritual path and started working with different energy practices and starting to get a really deep understanding of how our energetic body works and how it's stagnant, stuck stuff that we're holding there. And then when we work to start clearing it and really opening our energy channels and clearing that energy, releasing it, the blocks, profound healing is possible, amazing reconnection to source. And that's a big thing, coming back to source, coming back to nature, coming back to the earth. But energy healing, I just started having really deep experiences of healing. And, over many years now I'm at the point where I'm just really ready to give back, really understanding how all of this works. And now supporting other people through their grief and trauma. I've gone through, I have my degree in social work and just got my master's in thanatology, which is the study of death, dying, and bereavement. So really about this grief that we're working with. And through all of that, schooling is what got me really in touch with the grief. And that's what now being able to recognize it in others and seeing how that plays out. So it's been a journey, been a journey.
Yeah. I know. Well, a big part of my journey and how I'm a practitioner comes from healing my own sexual trauma too. So, and I know I have generational as well. I know we're recent, but I don't know all the way back. And so, yeah, just all the things that we're all carrying that we have no idea. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. One way that and so I did the whole business of playing out my history over and over again too. And a way that I typically talk about it for current generation, and I'm wondering about how you talk about it for past generations, is that our job as little kids is to get love and attention, and however we get it, even if it's so harsh, like we wire that in our brains with love. And so we often go looking, unfortunately, for the same thing when we go looking for love. So how does it play out for people, past generations? What is there a way that you talk about that and help people understand how and why they do that?
I'm not sure I'm following the question.
Oh, so we're all carrying this post-generational trauma. And I know the grieving process. Do you have ways of describing how we end up choosing the same kinds of things? How we end up choosing?
Yeah, definitely. The energy that we come in with, it's our DNA. It's a very physical form of our energy. And then that's a physical aspect we come in with. So it's kind of hardwired into us, what we're attracted to and how we perpetuate these experiences. And then growing up with our families, we learn and we take on their energy. Our energy bodies are just really made of this stuff. That's just the reality of it. We didn't get to choose. It's what it is. So we unconsciously seek out those same energies and patterns and situations that feel normal to us, that feel safe, that just continue to perpetuate the cycle and the system. Until we get awareness of that, which is really a lot about what I'm doing, is bringing this grief and these patterns to our awareness and understanding, like, until we know how to work with that. But until we know, we don't work with it, so that's a big part of it. So just conscious of this, because it wasn't our choice. It wasn't, it's just what we came into.
So you're educating people, and you're doing energy healing too with people.
Educating is a huge part of it, because until we know, teaching people how to work with their energy bodies and how to work with the grief and the trauma. It's a two-part, it's a multi-part approach, but the big piece is, I have a few programs that really help people to go into what their energy body is, how they accumulated these energies, where they came from. And then once, we kind of deep dive into that. And as this stuff is coming to the surface, the unconscious is becoming conscious. Then we go in with an energy healing each week to clear it out, so churning up and clearing out, churning up and clearing out. But part of our mind, we need all the parts. We need our mind to help us understand. I believe we're way past talk therapy at this point. We can talk this stuff to death. It's just not going to do it. We need to get into our energy body and actually clear the energies, but we also need to talk about and use our mind. So we dig in at that level, and we're clearing. So it's a project.
What is the flavor of the clearing kind of healing work that you do? Are there particular modalities that you use?
Right. Lots of very earth-based healing modalities, which it's fun. I really hesitate to use the word shamanism, but that is what it is. The more I've been
shamanic traditions
about it. I'm just like, because I don't know, I never wanted to think of, I don't know, I don't like terminology, but what I've been learning about shamanism, I'm like, I do that. Oh my gosh, I do that. It's just working with frequencies. I've been working with guides. It just helped me to go in and clear. I've been working with power animals, lots of crystal energies, sacred geometry. Sound is a big one, because that's our energy. The sound just goes in there. It knows where to go, and it heals and it clears. So I use tuning forks. I use my drum. I use a lot of different instruments to just shake it up and clear it out. But yeah, my guides really come in and do a lot too. They're just, so I'm kind of just a conduit, really. I just do what I'm guided to do and just like it's me, really. And the earth, she just amazing. She just comes in with her energy, and she's really here to just help us, to absorb that energy and take it in and clear it from us. So yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's great. Yeah, big important work. And I appreciate the kind of the fluidity and the organic way that you are with it. Doing honoring the organic selves that we are, the spiritual and organic selves that we are.
That's what it is. It just seems to be kind of like arising or flowing, the way it needs to. So yeah.
If people want to learn more about you and connect with you, more about what you do, learn more about what you do, where do they go on the web?
www.evolveyoursexuality.com. And I'm on Instagram, same, Evolve Your Sexuality. So it's that's what it is. Yeah.
Great. It's been lovely chatting with you. I'm looking forward to learning so much more, having more people experience what you're offering.
Thank you so much. This is really, really nice to be here.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm grateful. And for all of you listening and watching, you can learn about more of all of our events at mewefairs.com, MEWEFAIRS.com. Thank you.